Hey guys, it's Lacey again from the Content Direction Agency, and this is your weekly content debrief, actionable information you can use to improve your content marketing for your business. I lost my words there for a second. So, I am super excited to be with you back from my normal home office again today. Last week, if you caught my live, last week I was at Digital Summit Denver, which is a big, if you're not familiar with Digital Summit, it's a big digital marketing conference that travels around the country. They've got, I don't even know, I've got my badge here. They've got like a bazillion different ones all over the country now. I think when I started going, they only had like two or three across the country. It started in Dallas, and Denver was one of the first cities. But it's huge. If you can imagine, it takes place at the Performing Arts Complex in downtown Denver, and which is like four or five different theaters. And so they had six stages with speakers running all day long. And there were, I don't even know how many sessions every day. So there was a ton of information. You have to kind of just pick and choose what you're going to see, what makes the most sense. And I was actually super impressed with it this year. A couple of years ago, I was unimpressed, unhappy with it. And part of it was due to the fact that I didn't really like their keynote speaker at all. I don't like to name names. He's a famous marketer. He doesn't jive with me. Ooh, there's a train. Uh, but, his message a couple years ago was, all about hustle, 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 trick the algorithm, try to predict what the next hot thing will be and get there first and, invest tons of money into all these different things. And it just felt so antithetical to what I believe in and what I like to do in marketing that I was really put off. And I felt like the sessions weren't as good that year. And so I wasn't even sure if I would go again. I'm super happy that I went this year because everything was awesome. The keynote speakers were really great. And one of them was Seth Godin, with whom I definitely mesh with his theories on marketing, my own. He's been very instrumental in forming my own opinions about marketing and how that can be done most effectively. But one thing that really stood out for me from this session, from this digital summit, was a woman, and I wish I had written down her name, who gave a presentation about trends in marketing. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes from the conference. She was talking about trends in marketing, and one of the things she said is that attention is the new currency, which I think we all kind of knew, because everything is vying for our attention. So not just brands, but our technology is vying for our attention. So just right now, as I'm doing this, I got a pop-up message from the game Wizards Unite, which I've been playing with my 8-year-old, telling me that the wizard world needs me to come and find some pixies or whatever they do. So that's vying for my attention. Your friends are vying for your attention. Your coworkers are vying for your attention on Slack or on your email or whatever. So, the challenge isn't reaching people anymore. What she said is the challenge is not pissing them off, which I thought was so striking and so true. Because if you think about it, anybody with enough money can buy followers, can buy advertising, can buy visibility. You can purchase visibility. So visibility is not the problem, really. The problem is making sure that you are saying the right things to the right people at the right time so you don't piss them off. And another thing that she said, she asked you to consider, is your marketing holding people hostage? I'm going to say that again because I thought it was important. Is your marketing holding people hostage? And what she meant by that, some of the examples she gave were like, if you use an ad blocker, which I do, you'll be familiar with this. You get to a website, you want to read an article, and it'll say, hey, we have to eat too. Please whitelist our website or you can't read our article. Well, I find that really passive aggressive. And 9 times out of 10, I will click away because information is infinite on the internet right now. And I probably don't, even if it's news, even if it's, the Washington Post reporting on something, 9 times out of 10, I can go find it somewhere else. There's the New York Times, there's NPR, there's whatever, right? There's a million other sources. So I don't have to whitelist their website. And I think it's kind of cheeky and rude for them to say that. Another one is those pop-up boxes that are like, click here to get free stuff. And if you want to say no thank you, the little no thank you link is no, I hate free things, or no, I don't like being fun and exciting. Ooh, passive aggressive, nasty. I don't like that. It might work, or it might have worked in the very beginning. I am not excited about that at all. And this lady really brought it up. She said, is your marketing holding people hostage? Another one was rude pop-ups, where you're reading an article and you're like a third of the way into the article and a pop-up comes up and says, hey, buy my thing, or hey, subscribe, or whatever. It's like, no, I just want to read the damn article. Hey, FYI, there's going to be adult language in this video because I'm getting a little fired up, just so you know. So another thing that came up during this conference was, when Seth Godin was speaking, he was talking about the fact that marketing is not evil. And I think we need to take a step back and stop apologizing for marketing and apologizing for selling, because it's not evil. What has happened is that some marketers have taken and created tactics that are annoying, that are evil, that are, giving us all a bad name. He talked about the fact that, he created or coined the idea of permission marketing. And when he did this in, I believe, 1999, it got him kicked out of the Direct Marketers Association because they couldn't imagine asking permission to market to somebody. When you think about it, marketing used to be all mass marketing, right? It used to be all TV commercials, radio commercials, billboards, magazine ads, and nobody was asking your permission to show you those things, right? They just showed up. You didn't have any say in it. When email marketing came about, it was what he calls permission marketing. So you had to ask permission to market to those people. And originally they didn't like it. But then when everybody got on board, sleazy marketers figured out ways to make it crappy for everybody else. And so we've had spam, we've had all kinds of things, right? But bigger than that, he talked about the fact that when Google, decided that they wanted to put ads in Gmail, they created the promotions tab. So you'd have multiple places to look at ads. And now all of the stuff that you actually want to see, like his blog post or my blog post or whatever, goes into the promotions tab, even when it's not technically promoting anything. And that is, he said, in his words, that has killed permission marketing. I wrote down, real permission disappeared with the Google promo folder. That's a pretty big, bold statement. And I can see where he's coming from. Like, it's changed the game in a big way. So what do you do? Like, how do you overcome this? How do you, the internet is becoming a sleazy marketing place again, even though originally it was like the balm to soothe our souls from all that mass marketing. So how do you overcome this? How do you give up crappy marketing tactics? How do you stop being swayed by tactics in general and get back to the meat of what it means to be a good marketer? And I think that some of the stuff that Seth Godin was saying and some of the stuff in his book that I've just started reading really, really made me feel strongly about the fact that I don't want to participate in crappy marketing. I don't want somebody to come in and be my client and pay me money to help them do crappy marketing. Period. End of story. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. Not that we ever really did a whole lot of that, but I'm done. I'm not buying that. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not there anymore. And if you're with me, can I get a hell yes? Can I get an amen? Can I get a like or a follow or a comment below? Because I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Here's the thing that Seth Godin said that had me like jumping out of my chair, made me feel good about myself again, as opposed to other will remain nameless marketer from a couple years ago that made me feel like I needed to take a shower after his keynote. He was talking about like the audience you need is much smaller than you think. He was talking about speaking to a very specific audience, solving a very specific problem so that you can really get in there and dig deep. And this is super important. Like if you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to nobody. I feel like we all know that, but it needs to be said again and again. So what are you trying to change in that one person? What is the change you're trying to make in that very small audience? What is the minimum viable audience that you can reach to spread your message. And here's the other thing, that when you are speaking to that exact person, they're going to resonate with your message a whole lot more. You're going to be able to find that thing that interests them, and they're going to reflect it back, right? Or you're going to reflect it back to them. And then the other thing that came up over and over again during this conference was that brand loyalty is often determined by more than just the product. Like, we're not just loyal to a brand of soap anymore. We're loyal to the brand of soap that says, oh, I'm green, I don't hurt the environment, and I'm donating a bottle of soap for every bottle you buy to people who need it in the developing world. We're identifying with brands that support our perception of who we are and who we want to be and our values in life. So people want to identify with their brand. They want you to say something that they can identify with, and then they want to reflect it out to the world. Like, if I buy this soap, this says something about me to the rest of the world, right? This is very important to remember, because everything we purchase, everything we do, especially in the age of social media, reflects on us, right? So if I take a picture of something that I've purchased and post it on Instagram, that says something about me. It says something about my values. It says something about how I want to be perceived in the world. So whether that's a physical product that I can take a picture of, or whether I'm talking about how amazing it is to work with a coach or a service provider that I love, it says something about me when I share that information. So as a brand, I want you to figure out, what is it that your person, your ideal customer, wants to say about themselves by working with you. It's vital. It's vital that you know this. And this is how we get back to good marketing. This is how we get back to marketing that actually makes an impact. He said, show up with a bold idea that scares you. And let me tell you, I'm done pandering to tactic seekers. I'm just done. I don't want to talk about click rates and crap like that anymore. Like, yes, data is important, but I want to talk about the message. I want to talk about the change you want to see and the change you want to make in your customer and the change you want to be in the world. That sounds so Gandhi, but it's so true. I'm all about creating something people want to talk about. That's what I want to help you do. If you're interested in outsourcing your content marketing, that's what I want to help you do. I want to help you create something that people are excited to talk about, that's going to raise their status in some way with their people. That's how you get good. That's how you get a good product, and that's how you do good marketing. So I feel like that's my rant for today. I'm done. I'm done with generic newsletters. I'm done with generic stuff, generic blog posts. I just don't want to do that for myself anymore, and I don't want you to do that either. I want you to go beyond. I want you to come up with great ideas. I want you to come up with terrible ideas first so you can get to the great ideas. And then I want you to really see, like, how am I going to be the change? How am I going to make my brand the change that I want to see in the world? What am I creating that people want to share because it says something about them, right? I feel like that's how you get good marketing these days. That's how you go beyond the tactics. That's how you get outside the box. You need to stand for something beyond your product. That's what I want to do. That's who I want to help. The people who stand for something beyond just what they sell. Whether that's a community you're creating, whether that's that you're giving back to society in some way, whether that's that you're building people up and making people feel better about themselves as a coach. You have to be there for something beyond. And this is a little weird coming from me because I've very publicly said that I've struggled with my why. Well, here it is, y'all. I want to banish bad marketing, and I want to help you reach the right people with the right message, because I don't think we need to play that game anymore. I don't think we need to play that game of just fighting for clicks and fighting for visibility. Anybody can buy visibility. Visibility is a commodity. I want you to be more than a commodity. I want you to be a force. And I want you to be a force for good, that the things you create, the content you produce, people want to share it because it says something positive about them. That's the kind of marketing I want to do. That's the kind of marketing I want you to do. And I want to help you get there. Not 110% sure how we're going to do it yet, but guess what? That's where I'm at. I'm planting my flag today, and taking a stand, because that's really what I want to do. I'm done with crappy marketing. I hope you are too. Next week, I'll have a pre-recorded video because my mom's in town. But I'm going to be talking to Jamie DeBose of Zenplicity about how not to do crappy email marketing. So be sure and check it out. It'll be here noon Mountain Time next Tuesday. And I'll see y'all then. Talk to you soon. Bye.